fill this place, fill our hearts, our thoughts, our lives. We have a God who fills us. That's because God is generous. One of the things I love about MCCDC is that we believe in a God who is generous, and we also believe that when it comes to giving, it's not about what God wants from us. It's just not. It's about what God wants for us. And generous of our time and our resources is one of the ways to live with incredible joy, and we're thankful for that. We're thankful for the people who make love and ministry happen here at MCCDC, from our hospitality staff that offers a welcome, our soundboard, our AV team, our videos. And by the way, we have some big changes coming that you can be a part of. It's going to be soon time to train, so get ready. We're excited about what's happening with our media ministry that is in development, and again, some great things happening there. There's many ways to offer our financial resources. We don't pass the plate for safety reasons, but we do have a QR code. We have our website. There's text giving. We also do have a station in the back if you'd like to do that today. We also receive mail here at MCCDC, so lots of ways to be a part of making ministry happen and serving both internally and externally. We are so grateful today for the generosity of Volunteers of America. Thank you for an incredible month. It has just been, I think, so powerful what we're learning together and how we are working together to destigmatize mental health issues, particularly in the church, is part of what we're talking about here. Talk about it in church. We can talk about it and then learn and grow together. We're also grateful for the mental health professionals who have supported mental health awareness all along at MCCDC in a variety of ways. So today, one of our own, Wallace Corbett, come on over here for a moment. Yeah. First of all, Wallace, how long have you been a part of MCCDC, and what are some of the things you've been a part of here?
I was baptized by Candace, so that was over 20 years ago. MCCDC is a part of my life and all of my life. I love the spirituality of just the joy of the gay community being able to be gay, and that's important to me. It has allowed me to express certain things like the HEALS exhibit. You know, it's the largest exhibit in the country that talks about HIV and AIDS, but it's been in at MCC for at least 6 times here on display. And part of the exhibit is actually still downstairs. But the exhibit is actually owned by Martin Luther King Library. It's the largest exhibit in the country that covers HIV from the beginning till today. And I honor MCC for being part of that from the beginning, and you as well as Reverend Cathy as part of the installation. But my work at GW Hospital for 27 years has given me insight about the life and death, especially during the COVID pandemic. I'm a healthcare worker. I've been there for 27 years, but the last 2 years has been the most challenging part of my life, mentally and physically, that I can imagine. People that I work with have died that were beside me. People that work with me have never come back. Patients that I've seen have never come back. And there are times I've gotten on a train to go to work during the pandemic, and I was the only person on the metro train going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I had to dig deep into my spiritual understanding of my faith, why I was working in the healthcare field, and what it meant to me to continue, because many people quit. Mm-hmm. Every day I spoke to my 2 sisters, crying sometimes, screaming, saying I should quit. Then I talked to my 2 best friends.
Take your time.
Dr. D and Robert, almost every day about working in the healthcare field and what it meant to be a healthcare provider. Mental illness is a real issue. For the seniors who have gone through the pandemic, it is a pandemic because they lived in isolation through the whole process of COVID, and many still do. Some still have not come back to MCC because they still feel isolated and feel they don't trust the process of coming back. But as a senior, you have to live each day because you only have that to go.
Yeah, you've touched on it already, the idea of the intersection of isolation and mental health You know, the World Health Organization has now said that COVID is no longer a pandemic, but now we have this pandemic of isolation, and isolation is deadly.
Yes.
Say a few words about this idea of the connection between isolation and loneliness and mental health.
Well, mental health should be listed. When you go to your doctor's office, you should say, "Doctor, I think I have some issues. Other than bunions or heart disease or gout, I think I'm mentally having something going on inside of me that I can't get a pill for. What can you do for me?" But it takes a lot for a person to admit that. You just don't want someone to stigmatize you, which is sometimes what happens, that something's wrong with you. Well, there's nothing wrong with you. It's something that you feel inside that makes you better than what you are right now.
So my final question is, why talk about it in church? Why not let the mental health professionals do their work and we do our spiritual work? Why talk about it in church? Why is this important?
Spirituality and mental health go both together. For me, faith is what I walk on, what I eat on, and what I breathe on. And if I can't breathe, walk, and understand my faith because I'm mentally stressed, then I am losing the nutritions of being alive. And that without God, without his rug, his walk, his root, his brick, then where can we be? Because at the end of the day, we go back to God.
Thank you, Wallace, so much. Thanks for being on the front line. Thank you for bringing more love into the world. Thank you.